At Fiverr, we offer 3D rendering services. But you probably already know a guy who knows a guy who has a cousin who has a neighbor who could do it. Well, we also know a guy, Sebastian, a freelance expert with tons of reviews like this. We also know Kate, Carla, Shannon, and Greg, who provide services such as rendering, floor plans, sketching, and virtual staging. And they're all just a click away.
My home, my rules. My internet? Now that too. Introducing My Home from Verizon. It's internet made simple. Choose what you need, change when you want, and save on entertainment you love.
Test, 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 test. Alright, we're gonna do this regular. We're in a different location than usual, guys. So we're gonna try to do this a little bit differently, but oh yeah, it's time. It's time. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat, guys. Different location, I might sound a little different. So let me know. Give me one in the chat if you guys can hear me. Hit me with a 1 in the chat. Hit me with a 1 in the chat. Alright, test, test, test. Give me a 1 just to make sure you can hear me. Alright, cool, cool. Different mic, different setup. I tell you, man, when we're about to run, that's when Kenny tries to come at me, man. I'm letting you know, guys, right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, cool. Did you see that pop on GME? Did you see that pop on GME? Let's go, let's go. Jay Hunnit, welcome back. Kyle, what's up? What's going on? Anomaly, what's going on? Awesome. Wade, what's happening? What's happening? Braveheart, appreciate you guys. We are back. Like I was mentioning before, we got interrupted rudely. We out here, man. It's time. It's time. Perfect. All right, good. We're super clear. Good. Good to know. All right, now that the noise is over, we were actually saying before we got interrupted, we were talking about this hold above the weekly 12 EMA, sitting perfectly above it. And right now we are seeing action to try to get us above this line, which is the volume shelf. The volume shelf sits right here at about 492. Once you get back above 492, it's game time. Remember, 487 is the creek line, the 180 EMA. Very important on the longer time frames. 487, followed by 527. You guys know what 527 was all about. We'll be back there in no time. GME, we're waiting for GME to get confirmation above 2650. Above 2650, these guys are lights out. But they're going to try and hold it for as long as they can. I don't think they want it to run on a Thursday. I would imagine they'll want to do this after hours on Friday. All right, but once we go into the end of the month, GME above 2650 is going to carry some crazy numbers. Now, it won't be a crazy squeeze, but we will start melting up nicely from there, in my opinion. AMC will follow as well, but AMC is going to now start taking the lead for just a little bit. All right, so do pay attention to it. As far as AMC, the bottom is in. We did not break below this 12 EMA on the weekly time frame. We did slightly for a very short period of time, but it was brought back up with high volume, as you can see here. Us being above this area is all we need. We have not held above that level on the 12 EMA since back here in pre-January squeeze. All right, so this is where we are at this particular point. I mean, very, very slow, but we're most likely going to see a move back up to that $8, $9 range, as we've been talking about for several weeks over the next couple of days. All right, so let's keep a lookout for that. But right now, play of the day, 2 plays of the day right now for me, a D-Dog as well as CRM. Very big moves to be made on D-Dog. We talked about this earlier. So now we're waiting for that to actually wind up being the case over the next several days. We want to see a break above 127 on D-Dog. Above 127, this thing is going to run to 140, and over the next 6 to 7 months, we're looking at a double the price, between $200 and $250 easy on D-Dog. All right, don't know much about this company. However, based on the chart, they must be having some good things coming down the pike, and we'll start seeing it reflected in the charts over the next several months, 6 to 7 months of a run I'm expecting on D-Dog going forward. So you guys take that information as you'd like, and hopefully you could see reason to get in on it. All right, grab me 1 second. Just going to take off the music for today. We're just going to just chat. All right. Cool. So super clear. I might be a little airy. I'm in a bigger hall than I normally am. Not in my sound spot. A little sound studio. MMA Uncensored, welcome back to the stream, my friend. It's been a little while. Appreciate you guys. All right. SPY, I'm expecting SPY to break above at some point. I need to hold 545.75 for SPY to continue to make its move towards 550, which I'm expecting to hopefully happen by tomorrow. But we do have the debate tonight, which is a very important thing to pay attention to. The debate is going to be a heavyweight fight between 6'4", 285 pounds, Mr. Donald J. Trump, and 84 pounds, 5'8", soaking wet with a brick in his pocket, Mr. Joe Biden. So that's going to to be a very major event to pay attention to, guys. So it is going to affect how the market moves because, again, the market is very dependent on what the politics is looking like. So do pay attention to that. Check it out. Even if you don't care about politics, pay attention to what happens with the result of that situation. Not a big politic guy, but I do keep my eyes peeled for situations like that. All right. GME, we'll take a look. Again, we're watching this big pop that just happened here to see what actually occurred. It was a break above the volume shelf that's been pending here. And we hit a resistance line that we have marked. So this volume pocket, a volume shelf that was sitting here at about 24.67 had been holding us back. We got a break above it. You got this push. Huge volume pop. You see the volume coming in very strong at that one point. Very low selling volume, so that means the move will continue. This is on the 5-minute chart. So do keep a lookout for that. Oh, sorry, man. Max Payne is 450. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility that it can get held at 450. I'm not going to say that 450 is going to hit, and it also does not have to hit. We can be in a situation where Max Payne on AMC does get beat. Now, don't expect a huge move to happen because of it. It's just a place where market makers will make the most money in order to pretty much fool longs and shorts. That's all Max Payne really means. It doesn't mean it's a magnet. It doesn't mean you're going to wind up there every single time. However, it's something that we can use to gauge what the potential of it is. Let's see, Jimmy get a lot of a call premium. Of course, GME, I'm actually still holding on to 26.5 calls for next week. And I believe we already hit 26.5 calls today, 26.5 today. I was up pretty nicely on that move. It popped, but the IV is going to jump, and I'm pretty sure those calls should be pretty nice. So it's the calls are coming in. 26.5 is the location. Discord's going crazy over here. Oh my God, what's happening? Yeah, it's starting. GME, I have said this before. We have officially started in wave 3. Wave 3 is the one that's going to take us up to about $214.08, which is the next target that I have. So people are understanding. After we broke this, I'm going to remove a couple things here. Bear me 1 second, guys. So the call premium is going to start coming in. You'll start seeing IV creep up because we're about to flip completely positive on GME. And if we hold above $20 by the end of the month, no doubt in my mind we'll see those bigger numbers over the next month or two. All right, I'm talking about hundreds, not 50. I'm talking about $100, $120, $210, $215, which is my top target for wave 3. So I'm gonna remove the indicators just to show you what I'm talking about here. once we made this breakout here of this downtrend line, this fake out that we've talked about several times, we are now entering phase wave number 3. I mean, it's a possibility. I have my date here of August 2nd to be up here at about $215. But once we got this downtrend break, this is the end of wave 2. That confirmed the end of wave 2. Wave 3 is beginning. This is the expansive wave 3, which is going to take a while to actually complete. It's not going to be a straight up shot, which is not, we don't want a straight up shot because that just says you're going to get rejected. It'll most likely wave until you start getting up there into that range. Not a bad idea, man. You can stack it up. I'm just really going heavy on some shares right now at the moment, but definitely worth doing some swings on some calls at this particular point in time on AMC. But once we get above the creek line, the creek lines have now lowered. We've talked about creek lines on several occasions. But as time goes on, what happens is that they are based on a moving average. So as time goes on, for instance, if we talk about 527, since 527 is no longer, we've spent some time away from 527. What happens is that the creek tends to lower. So here's the creek line that we've dealt with over the last several weeks, getting our head bumped on it over and over again. This creek line was 527. As time goes on, you can see it's slightly moving to the downside. The creek line now sits at $5.11. So that tells you if we break 511, it's going to get real out here real quick. So the volume will come in at that point in time, at that cross. I would have definitely expected about the first week, let's say the first or second week of July. I'd expect that move and that cross up to take place, which would be a platinum cross, which I've talked about several times in the past. A platinum cross up would take place roughly around the second week of July. Once that happens, you're going to get a parabolic move, most likely up towards the $7 or $8 region. So by the 15th, or at least the middle of the month, I'd expect to be somewhere at the $7-8 range very easily. They just delayed everything by about a month, which is what the trajectory was for last month, or June 15th, or June 19th. They just pushed it back based upon how things have been playing out. And here we are. So it's a matter of time, guys. It's a matter of time. However, I do agree with your move on that J100. I think that it's not a bad idea to really start considering your calls, at least getting them in place. Now, do be careful. You know how they like to play. Once one side gets too crowded, especially going out of the money, they understand that they need to go the opposite direction, right? This is just how market makers play. They can see the flow well before you can. They're at the helm. They're at the steering wheel. They will play the opposite game to take your money. So do pay attention to that, guys. If you want to load up on shares, you can't lose with shares, man. It's pretty much impossible at this. I don't want to say nothing is guaranteed in the market, but in this range, you almost can't lose. All right, if you were to play shares would be the safest bet. And just let them ride. I know it's a lower risk to reward, but hey, it is what it is, man. You rather make money than lose it. So that's the game you got to play. So in that situation, yeah, you're in a good spot, man. I don't see any reason to be really afraid. That goes for Braveheart and everybody else who's asking about AMC, in my opinion. I just went ahead and added some shares this morning myself in roughly around the 468 range. So those shares are already up 10 cents, whatever. All good. D-Dog, I'm still watching. I need D-Dog up above 127. That would be a beautiful thing to see. If you get above 127, you are going to break this downtrend, and D-Dog will run to 140. So I'm watching that very clearly. I'm going to actually make this a lot darker to pay attention to it a little closer. And that's it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, man. That last run just came out of nowhere. So you want to, I got, at the time before it actually happened, I was in puts, to be honest with you. I got squeezed out of my puts. All right. But again, I don't recommend anybody do that. However, I was in puts at the time looking for a lower low. We did not get that because of the GME squeeze. And once GME squeezed, everything changed. And I made this very clear. I did not stick to whatever guns that were bearish at the time. I said, hey, if you follow me on Twitter, I said, look, things change, all right? You got to be willing to pivot. You cannot stick to your guns like that. People were saying, hey, this thing is still not done. The bottom is not in. I've been saying the bottom was in for over a month now, all right? And this is where we're at. And now Now I'm telling you the bottom is 100% and this thing is going up. If anybody doesn't want to believe me, then that's on them. However, I think I have a pretty decent track record overall, and or else I wouldn't be doing this, speaking to you guys the way I do. All right. Also, I'm pretty active on Twitter, guys. So you guys have seen me, and there's more to come. Believe that. All right. Let's see here. But I do appreciate you guys stopping in once again. Apologize for those technical difficulties and whatnot a little earlier. But we're out here talking about this thing, making sure we stay on the up and up with the move. Amazon was a big play for us. Grand slam on that. I expect D-Dog to be a super grand slam over the next several months. We're going to hold on to these calls longer term for well over a month. I don't really not worried about this play at all. Definitely looking up at about 440 easy. Then from there over the next several months, I'm looking for D-Dog to double in price. Sounds crazy, I know, but it is. But it's not. All right, I'm looking for at least $200 to $250 by the next 6 to 7 months, probably closer to the end of the year. All right. So I'm going to go back here. We'll take a look at CRM. CRM is a big play right now, well over 200% on these calls that we had already been placed in the Discord. We talked about this in advance, and we've been in place the same way as we were with Amazon and all these other plays that have played out to the upside quite well. Boeing was one that we wanted to jump into, but D-Dog kind of took precedence, and I'm a little mad because this could have been a great play for today. But it's all good, man. I'd rather take the long dollar than the quick nickel, right? That's what they say. Take the long dollar versus the quick nickel. So let's do it. The long dollar right now is on D-Dog. The quick nickel would have been on Boeing, but this is going to pan out a lot bigger than what people think. All right. So big rejection on GME, coming back down a little bit. Oops. All right, so it's back down here at 25.40. But still looking up really nicely right now. All right, if you're in here, I want to make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button if you're not already. All right, I do appreciate you guys being up in the stream. Goes a long way here. Keeps you motivated to keep coming back. All right. Symbiotic relationships. You guys give me energy, and hopefully I'm giving you back energy as well as some value. All right, and the time we spend together. You know what I mean? Big pop on GME, man. That was nice. Very, very nice. Very glad to see us up here. Same with AMC. Love it. All right, so that pop, D-Dog, guys. Hey, D-Dog, man. Bear me 1 second. All right, what do we got? 126.25 on D-Dog. Calls right now on D-Dog are up. Let's see here. Swing calls up 12%. These are going to be a long-term hold. These are calls all the way till next month. So really not concerned with anything. I'll rock these out. Pan W still running 5% on Pan W. Good money on this, guys. I forget who actually called this one out earlier on in the first stream, but it's looking good, man. Congratulations. I was looking at Wall. Let's see how that's going. Wall is finally making a move. slow but steady. Slow but steady. Looking forward to get up here. So it's about the $63 mark.
Get up to 6 accounts per household and unlimited DVR space included with YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
SPY big rejection at 547 again. They just don't like this level for SPY. I don't know what it is. Man, gotta watch that D-Dog, bro. All right, bear with me for a second here. Man, Boeing is still running, man. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Man, D-Dog looks phenomenal. 127.08 is what I want to see. That's what we need to do. All right, what's your market sentiment overall now? Where do you think the SPY is going? Okay, so SPY, as far as SPY is concerned, I know you haven't been around for a little bit, J100, but all good, man. We've been talking about it. SPY right now, in my opinion, is still gearing toward my top target that I've been calling out since March, 564. That, in my opinion, is where the SPY is headed. It is just taking its time to do it, but in my opinion, we're heading to 564 very soon. That's my top target. Once we hit 564, I'm looking for long-term puts. All right, long-term puts. Why? I'll explain why real quick. Is that we do have a gap to fill that has not been filled. We're just gonna look at this real quick. Let me remove this. A lower trend line here that needs to be retested based upon volume. We're probably going to get that very soon. This would be a UTAD. That move that we had down recently from 550 all the way down to 541. In my opinion, that's considered a sign of weakness on the market. As we can say, we're really high up. But in this move, we jumped up really quickly. There's going to be a UTAD, which is going to be an upthrust after distribution, which is this drop off. We'll come up here for a higher high. 564 most likely will touch. I'm in a small amount of 565 calls for the end of August at this point. Once this touches, I expect us to break back down, break this blue uptrend, and we'll start trickling our way all the way back down towards 505. Now, 505 has a gap that has never been filled, and I expect it to be filled no later than October, going into the election. Right. Again, we got to pay attention to these electoral situations and things that happen with politics because they generally will mean something. Once we get up to this area, we'll come all the way back down, in my opinion, to about 505 to fill this gap. From there, which will also retest this uptrend that I have here. From there, we're going to head back up to 620 over the next several years. Right. So that's my target. This is my setup here that I'm looking for on the SPY. No, it sounds crazy right now. But this is the same thing that happened last year. If you remember, we hit 450. The SPY came all the way back down to 409 and has been rocketing from 409 all the way up to where we are at 550 right now. I circle this area. I circle this area because it's the same exact pattern that's happening again. Now, I don't believe in fractals and things like that. However, I do believe in history rhyming, not repeating, but rhyming, right? And this is basically a rhyme. The numbers are very similar, just by $100 difference. However, the 50 obviously and the 09. So this went from 450 all the way down to 409 before just rocketing off and continuing to go. We hit 550, we'll go up to 564, and then we'll come down to 505. Before shooting upwards. So this is the whole plan. My sentiment is still bullish. We're going to be bullish for a little while, several months. It's an election year. This is how it goes, which is also odd because AMC and GME are in this predicament the same way they were in an election year when they ran. Coincidence? Maybe. However, we pay attention to everything in the market just to make sure that we're making the right conscious decision that we can make based upon various factors. And that's kind of where we're standing on that. So I'm watching those also aligning with the election. If this is going to be a correlation, that's going to be something to watch going forward. That's what we're going to watch. However, right now, it's still looking great. It's still looking great. I don't see us going back down anytime soon. And as well as the market, I still think we got upside, guys. Just wants to play hard to get. We need to see 575 hold on SPY very soon. All right, that's what we're looking for. All right, let's see here. I want to double check LPSN. We talked about this one yesterday. I did kind of put my eyes on it for a little bit. Let's see what's happening real quick here. If it's going to make that move, we talked about 64 cents breaking. It did a little bit yesterday, got rejected. Looks like a reaccumulation move to break the creek again on the 45-minute. It breaks this creek. LPSN is going to be one to watch. I'm looking for $1 on this thing. So if you look at it from this perspective, you have a little bit of a triangle forming here, which is looking like it wants a breakout. All right, once this breakout happens, looking at 71 cents, which is going to be this high here. Most recent, this little wick. Boom, 75 cents around there. Then I'm looking at 81. From there, I'm thinking you have $1.03 would be the top for this first wave. Now, it can continue going, but it's a matter of time. All right. Oh, boy. CRM is about to get an hourly platinum cross up, guys. Guys, if you're not in on CRM, man, I don't know what else to say, man. This is crazy. CRM. Ah, boy. These damn stocks. Hey, my man. Let's see it. Let's see here too. $100K next, right? No doubt. All right, I just want to make sure I give my man his flowers. He's the guy that called the bottom, the actual bottom. He called 240. I called 262. He called 240. So I was over by about 20 cents. He was closest without going over by 2 cents. All right, so I got to give my man respect on that. And then if you guys don't follow him at 1618, I forget the rest of his name. It's just long as hell, but. He called the bottom. I called 262. He called 240. And we have this thing going back and forth every now and again about that. So I got to make sure he gets his flowers because that was a very, very, very good call. So I just posted on Twitter, posted back and forth with my man on Twitter real quick. But now we're looking good though, man. I want to see him pull his 100K off though. That'll be dope to see. Braveheart, I'm extremely happy to get more money, my money back off some of it, so I can move on with my life. Whole family is affected. No, no doubt, man. There's a lot of people in that predicament, bro. Don't worry. Don't think that you're the only one, man. This is why I'm out here. All right, I don't have to do this, right? But I'm out here, and I've been out here. I've never left. You know what I mean? So this is the reason, because I know a lot of folks have been affected by this thing. I know it firsthand, right? So like, I know how things can turn, but we need to keep our mentality. At least the people that can see something have an obligation, in my opinion, to say something, right? This is kind of what it is. I know a lot of haters. I know a lot of people have given up. However, like I always say, what has been taken will be returned tenfold, right? This is how it works. But the part in between where you are and where you got to go is faith. And that's where I'm at with that whole thing, man. So this is where we're at. So it's going to happen. Just got to give it a little time, stay diligent, stay on it. And I think we're all going to get what we're supposed to get. All right? 100%, man. All right, let's see here. Other than that, we're kind of just chilling right now. You know, I mean, this is not bad. This is not bad. SPY's going to make moves. Election's about to happen. It's like a heavyweight fight. You know what I mean? It's like about to watch a boxing match later on. Kind of looking forward to it, man. But, here's the trajectory of SPY. All right. You are now on this channel. You've broken out of this descending channel, retested it, and you're kind of holding it in this blue uptrend. And this is now your new channel. It's a bull channel to the upside. Time frame wise, could take a little bit. But once you break above, and this ascending triangle is what's been formed. Once you break above that 545.75 cleanly and hold it for once. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. This reminds me of something. Reminds me of AMC Creek line. That Creek line at 527. Right? Look at that. This is the SPY we're talking about now. Let me remove this just to make it clean. They don't want it above 545.75. This reminds me very much of 527 on AMC. And we're just talking about the SPY. This is the whole market. They're trying to avoid a squeeze, a market squeeze. A market squeeze has happened. You saw what happened at the end of the day yesterday, right? That was a squeeze on the SPY, right? It's gonna be this. It's gonna wind up happening once you break above 575. That 575 broke yesterday. We got a huge move up to what, 547 and change, or 546 and change. Just want to go back and replay that. This is what we're looking for again, right? It's just what's going to wind up happening. You broke 575. At the end of the day, you went from 575. It shot all the way up to 546.23 in like 10 seconds after bouncing off this level of 544.60. So this is what happens when you break creek lines. We got it again this morning. We're retesting that same line from yesterday, which is 544.64. Once we get back above 545.75, the same thing is going to happen. It's going to run again and probably be a bigger move to 550, 549 in reality. That's what I'm looking for. But we get that move. Goodbye, SPY. SPY is going up to 564, like I've been calling since March. So we'll see it play out. Let's see what time we got here. All right, let's see, 25.65, 25.50. D-Dog, guys. I can't stress this enough on D-Dog, guys. I mean, if you guys, I know we're waiting for AMC and GME, but D-Dog, man, I just don't want to miss out on this squeeze that's about to happen for like the next 6 months. I mean, if somebody would have told you a stock is going to run for the next 6 months, you know, and they had good proof on why it's going to do it, would you take them up on it? I can't stress it enough that this thing is going to go, and it's going to go for a long time. And we're going to have this conversation again in the future. That, hey, remember when D-Dog when D-Dog was at 125 or 120? Remember that? That's the conversation we're going to have. All right, so I know we're probably all extended in AMC and GME, but you're going to see this top trend line hit again. That's about $200. And it'll come down. It'll continue towards $200. That's what's going to happen. It is what it is. Right? I just hopefully, we're not too overextended watching for the bigger numbers to make the actual long dollar, right? The quick nickel, long dollar. I know the GME and AMC can't consider them that. However, opportunities there are a lot of them out there. Let me look at FFIE. FFIE also, as GME runs, remember we talk about these other stocks, these penny stocks start lifting off. They're up 13%. FFIE can come all the way up to about $8. Don't be surprised if you get double the move. It can go higher than that. I don't really know much about don't know much about the company, but these guys are has a chance. If we probably look in the short interest data to see how things play out on that side, that'll only fuel the fire. That'll only fuel the fire. Let's take a look at WULF. WULF, we talked about 550. Oh, they dropped Boeing real hard. It's a real big move. What? All good. Let's take a look at WULF. I called 515 on WULF, and we're wondering why it's getting rejection. Why? Because it ran right into a creek line. Yesterday, we got 519. I called 515. We got 519. Missed it by 4 cents, and I called that number out weeks in advance, months in advance, actually. All right. Again, not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying it's not important. It's not about me. It's about what I'm hopefully getting across to you as a message, that there are ways to see the market where you can really, really increase your win rate. You may not be 100% every time, but your win rate can increase dramatically if you know what to look for, right? And that's really what it is. It's about getting more wins and losses and making the wins bigger than your losses. And that's what we're really aiming for. That's really it. There's no such thing as 100% trader, but 90% exists. All right, it's easy. If you were to win 9 out of every 10 trades, what would your life look like? How different would it be? All right. So it's something to consider, man. Something to consider. And these are one of the tactics, or some of the tactics that we try to teach, or try to at least go through and make sure everyone is aware of on the Way of Trading group. That's why I constantly let everybody know this is my approach. You can always add your own into it or mix it up with whatever you believe in or how you operate. But it's always good to be at least aware of how things move in different ways, in different approaches to the market. All right, so check it out if you guys like. It's a way to support the channel and keep things rolling as well. And not to mention, we also have a good community as well. So some good plays out there that should make you a bunch of money that'll pay itself off in the long run. All right. So do keep that in mind. But the link is in the description as well as in the discussion box here, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Check that out. Free trial opportunity. We'd love to have you in there. We can go ahead and talk about things and, look deeper into anything you're looking for. I'm there for you 100%, 24/7, always on the hip. So good access right there. Check it out if you guys are interested in going further with the group. All right. Let's take a look here. Yes, I'm still listening. All right. But this is the move I'm looking for on D-Dog. And D-Dog, as you can see, already up 126.43. I want 127.08 to break. We break 127.08. The move is on. And we are dangerously close. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's see what else we got up here, man. I'm waiting for D-Dog, guys. I haven't been excited about a stock like this, and I don't even know about it. I don't really know much about this damn company, man. However, D-Dog. It's D-Dog, man. That's what it's all about right now. All right, I found this play last night. I'm looking around the chart up and down up till midnight. 12:30 at night, like just looking at this damn stock for 3 hours, just trying to figure out to make sure I'm right on this. And I think I'm pretty positive that I am. All right, and this is about to be real out here. LPSN just kind of playing around. I'm more of a technical trader than I am, fundamental trader. I do pay attention to these things. It's important to. Again, you have to have the discipline and understanding to actually master your craft and learn your trade. When I say learn your trade, learn what it is that you do or you're into. And that encompasses a lot of different things, not just the charts, but you have to at least be aware of what's going on in the world or what's going on in the world of whatever you're trading. All right. It's important as well. Let's see what else is really making moves out here. Let me check my watch list. Also see who's dumping money onto any other plays. FFIE up 12%, GME up 5%, CRM up 4.78%. Let's go. I'm looking for 256 on CRM. CRM calls are still up over 200%. This is a swing play. I think we can get 300% out of this thing. What do you think? CRM calls right now up 230%. It's freaking crazy, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got up here. All right, let's see who's putting some money on these streets. So I'm going to check the flow, see what big money's throwing plays on, throwing money on. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go and pull up who's doing $1 million plus in premium. I mean, it's usually the same old stocks. You got your NVIDIAs. They stay putting big money on NVIDIA, putting money on Apple. When I'm talking about big money, I'm talking over $1 million in premium. The ones that are coming up right now, SMCI, 628 strike. Let's take a look at it. That's tomorrow. Ooh, 1.12 million on the 850 strike. Let's take a look at why they would do something like that. Probably already in the money. I don't think you play with that kind of money, that kind of premium. If you're out of the money, I doubt that ever happens. So let's take a look at SMCI. SMCI was the talk of the town for a little bit. And there you go. It's up 3.71%. Damn. Well, okay then. Guess they made over $1 million real quick. Let's take a look at that. SMCI. Bro. Beautiful breakout. Retest. That's about a retest. Never even fully retested. It just is basically caught. There's an uptrend. Yeah. Caught support on an uptrend. Breakout happened. That was a big move up to 1,000. It was rejected on the 3 hour. Came back, retested, and now pushing again. 162. Yeah. 862. You guys, D-Dog, bro. D-Dog. But the only thing I'm a little afraid of, it most likely won't break through on the first shot. Got to pay attention here to the volume. Is looking fairly low as the price is moving up, which is an indication that this could be a rising wedge, which would most likely come down to retest at some point. So we got to be mindful of that. I want to make sure I post this and they're aware of it in the Discord. I know a lot of us are in this play, but this is a swing anyway, so I'm not worried. I'm going to be taking out. I also had a swing play as well as a play for tomorrow. I'm at 130 calls on D-Dog. And these are right now up. Damn, CRM up 235%. Let's go. All right, let's see here. D-Dog, I'm up on my tomorrow calls. I'm up 41% on those. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. All right, let's see here. All right, a little bit of a rising wedge. So we're looking at that happening now. If you get this break up to the upside, it'll continue. Let's take a look at where the liquidity stands, or the seller is actually standing. Yep, right at that line. So we are very aware that the line is sitting right there. Sellers are all waiting to crowd this thing at 127. They don't want it to break above it yet. But there is a obvious rising wedge that is forming on low volume as this push-up continues. So it could break to the upside, but it's probably going to get rejected to the downside. And there are buyers waiting to actually buy this thing back up roughly around the 125 mark. So I'll be getting out of my tomorrow calls if we break down out of this trend line, or once we hit 127. We're going to see how this thing goes, man. So all the buyers are waiting in this area. Buyers are represented by the green boxes. Sellers are represented by blue boxes, which are up here up top. Let me get rid of all, hide all. Oops, not hide all. Hide drawings. This is where liquidity sits. This is where sellers sit. That's the 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look on the higher time frames. I don't know. I think they're capitulating, man. Well, let's see. You're in a seller's box. Well, 127 is really where they're all standing. So there is a wall of gunfire. They don't want this to break out. Or if it does break out, they want to definitely keep it down here. But 140, they go all up to about 138.55 is where all the sellers are waiting. Let's see. And 138, sellers are waiting up here. So you see what you're dealing with. If you're going to get in, this is going to where you're going to find the most resistance. Sellers want to sell it off because they're understanding where the breakout lies on the stock, the same way we were able to see it. But we were able to catch this move and this entire air pocket of buyers versus sellers. We're basically playing the whole 120 to 130 move. A $10 move is a lot of money on a stock, right? Especially if you're in calls or things like that. If you're playing that play. So we were able to identify this thing last night, confirm it, and now we're going to play the long game for the long-term calls when I believe this thing is going to run up double the price. All right, CRM. CRM is getting very close to my target of 256.07. 256.07. However, we got to be mindful. Platinum cross-up just took place right here. I live by this platinum cross-up, which is a style of trading that I've created, and I've actually pretty much identified over years and hours and thousands of charts and watching them, the validity of this particular cross-up. All right, so we are about to hit my target, which is at 256.07. I will be taking my profits there and calling it a day. All right. Once again, I appreciate you guys being in the stream. We'll be on for a couple more minutes, and I'm going to close out my positions. Well, these positions. I'm also still in GME calls, 26.5s for next week. Still holding on to those. As I mentioned, I purchased a bunch of AMC shares today. I purchased GME shares this week. SPY, I'm still holding on to a couple small amount of 550 calls. As well as, what else do I have here? A few Airbnb calls remaining. And Took a lot of profit off of WULF, which is good at 515. What else we got? I got TRM is now up 250%. Still watching. D-Dog up 47%. Gonna hold those. Watching D-Dog. And what else we got? GME 26.5s. Kind of holding. They were up nicely. They're up almost 40%, but now they're down to about 22% on that slap down that we just had a minute ago. I'm looking at ready to exit on these, but again, I do appreciate you guys stopping by on the stream as usual. It goes a long way. Hit the like button, subscribe button if you're not already done so. Gonna go and call it a day for today. Check out the Discord. All right, got a free trial link here for the next couple of days before I take it down from the from that opportunity. But again, some good stuff in there. We're making some good money, some good trades. Would love for you guys to be a part of that. So check that out if you get an opportunity to do so. Looking forward to working with you there. If not, also going to be on X. You know, guys know where to find me on X. I'm there pretty constantly. Making noise, talking about charts, this, that, and the third. Come check me out over there as well. All right, guys. We'll be back. Apologize for the change up in the stream earlier, and also the change up in the voice here. Using a different mic and all that good stuff in a different location, a different hall. So we'll be back tomorrow. Same situation, same time, same game. All right. Watching these charts, AMC, GME. You already know what time it is. But we'll be back, man. All right. Appreciate you guys being here once again. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys later on. All right. Peace.